All right. So this free agency period, really quickly. Just going to look over my roster. I mean, I'm pretty much good to go. Like, I'm upset about some of my veterans, but pretty much good to go. I could just go for the best player available for the hell of it. For you guys, you have Penny at point guard. Jackson's currently an RFA. You could use an upgrade on Corliss. You have Howard and Grant at power forward, which isn't bad because Juwan keeps getting better. Then you got the super young Jermaine O'Neal and Ostertag at center. So now that you kind of know what you're looking at, in terms of point guards, not that you need one, but Michael Adams, Michael Williams are the top dudes there. Nothing too crazy. For shooting guards, Nick Anderson, formerly of your team. Of course, right now you're kind of waiting to see what happens with Jim Jackson, but I mean, he is an RFA, so you should be okay. But you could sign him to make sure. Brian Stith is also there. But yeah, I mean, you could make the move for Anderson, but you should still have Jim Jackson. If he gets signed elsewhere, that could be problematic, so you might want to sign him just to make sure. At forward, Mark Aguirre's there, Dominique Wilkins, Robert Ory. Aguirre's the big name there. Power forward, Christian Leitner, LaFonso Ellis are the big dogs. And then centers, which granted it comes under affordable. It doesn't currently have Shaq listed as affordable for you guys. So, I mean, again, technically, Shaq, Robinson, Ewing, Drexler's out there at guard, even though he's old at this point. Hakeem Olajuwon's out there. Lonzo Mourning. So, I mean, there are some pretty big names available. There are some pretty big names available. For me, I just have to check something. Am I allowed to get in on the Shaquille O'Neal? Nope. Okay, I literally have no way of getting in for Shaq. I have no way of getting in on the Shaq conversation. Can I get in on the David Robinson conversation? No, I cannot. Can I get in on the Patrick Ewing conversation? No, I cannot. Can I get in on the Olajuwon conversation? Nope. Okay, so I'm pretty much boned, at least until the second day, where I could potentially clear out some cap issues. I don't really think there's too much I can do for this first day. I need to clear out some money. Chat, have you made a decision? Really quickly, again, you do have the money to try and bring Shaq to Orlando. You pretty much have the money to go after anybody. So that is the question. I know he's an RFA, but you can still go after him. It's Shaq. So we will put a poll up there. And I've seen Shaq mentioned a lot. I mean, if you were to go for a center not named him, I mean, it would be Robinson / Ewing, more than likely, at least in that conversation. And Aguirre is out there at forward. I'm going to put like Shaq and Alonzo Mourning in the same conversation. Just like I'm going to put Aguirre into that conversation. Put Aguirre into that conversation. Put Nick Anderson into that conversation. We'll see here. We'll see. I got to try to help you whittle down your options. LaFonso Ellis is out there, by the way, too. Obviously, Sprewell has been mentioned a ton. Like I said, hey, feel free to take him. He's an RFA. Fine by me. So those are pretty much your best options. You technically have like Anderson or Stith available too, although he is an RFA as well. So this poll, there will obviously be runoffs. Shout out to Rib Salad, what a name. There will be a runoff of this poll, depending on kind of what option you like. So whatever names you like, hey, vote for it. And then we'll have a runoff if necessary. But we'll see what you guys think. We'll see what you think. But yeah, for me right now, I don't currently have the funds. I gotta wait until we're at the second day. A lot of love for Robinson and Ewing. A lot of love for Aguirre. Not as much love for Latrell Sprewell. So right now we're looking at a runoff between the likes of David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, or Mark Aguirre as your one big free agent signing that you attempt to go for. Considering that's tied at 12 apiece, that's looking pretty good. Not seeing too much else in terms of the voting. All right, we're calling it. Calling it. So we will end that particular poll. Aguirre did win by a vote, but now we will have a runoff, so it comes down to 3 guys. Comes down to Aguirre at forward. You got Robinson here at center and Patrick Ewing at center. It'll be one of those 3. It'll be one of those 3. New polls up. I fully expect it to be Aguirre. But you guys get the vote. And we can officially call that the runoff. There you go. So, Mark Aguirre will be your free agent target. I mean, yeah, the question is, does he have any other offers in? He has 6 offers in right now. You pretty much have to offer him a full bar contract to make sure that he signs. He is a highly sought after guy. So pretty much just offer that deal as it lays it out and hope he joins you. Or you can pay him even more, which is dangerous. I mean, you can add a player option if you want. You can add a no trade clause if you want. So that is up to you guys. Seeing player options in there. All right. I'll have it be the player option. And that'll be that. What it looks like, at least. That's what it looks like. Only had one person kind of mention the no trade. All right, I've seen a couple of players mention the no trade. So, one more poll. Will it be player option, no trade, or both? There you go. Player option, no trade, or both. Your final poll as you sort out who you're going for. Is I'm going to see if I can clear out some money to make a play for Shaq. Flat out. Flat out. Flat out. If it ends in a tie, remember it goes to a wheel spin. So keep that in mind. The no trade could come back to haunt you, but at the same time, it might be the only way to guarantee that you get him when he has 6 other offers on day 1. So that is the issue. That is the issue. It's close, but it's looking like both is going to win out. Haven't seen any movement in the polls. Okay, we're calling it there. We're calling it there. So, Aguirre. No trade clause and a player option to try to win him over. There is your offer to Aguirre. Let's go to day 2. So, for me, I'm going to announce the rights to Baines, Bardo, Childress. Holding on to Latrell Sprewell is proving to be pretty damn tough. Same for Ward. For the moment, I'm going to try to hold on to my 2 bigger names. For you guys, obviously decline the option on Alexander, Kerr, Russell, we already talked about. You still have Jim Jackson on a cap hold. You still have Jim Jackson on a cap hold. You have Russell on a cap hold as well. At the same time, you can hold him there and just hope that he signs it. It'll be another 1-year deal, I do believe, or you can just outright let him go. But I mean, you let him go, That really ups the... If you outright let go of Brian Russell, probably worth keeping him on cap hold until you get the answer from Aguirre. And then you'll know what to do. You're not allowed to get Shaq, too. You're only allowed to approach one guy per free agency. So for the moment, you might as well hold on to him because it doesn't affect your ability to sign Aguirre. But once Aguirre comes through, then, yeah, you go for Russell. The problem is you elected not to go after Jackson, so you have to hope he stays. So let's see what happens heading into day 2. And Aguirre has elected to go to the Detroit Pistons. So a swing and a miss in free agency for Chat. And Shaq is off the board. So I don't think I'll be doing anything in free agency here from the looks of it, as I do not have the money. Okay. Well, I'm good then. You guys can't sign anybody else. You're allowed one target. So again, I'm going to try to hold on to Spree and Ward. And for you guys, yeah, Jackson and Russell, you might as well just both have as a cap hold still. No reason not to. No reason not to for the moment. You still got plenty of money, and if they stay on your team, you're good to go. So, there you go. There you go. So, let's move on to the next day. Can you make offers? Nope, you're allowed one offer. You used up your offer, and he said no. So that's that. And I literally don't have the money to offer anybody anything, so. Okay, so Spreewell accepted an offer with the Suns. So I have to make a decision there. Ward's a cap hold. Is Charlie going to get any better? A- potential. I'll hold on to Charlie. Do I want to match that deal for Latrell Sprewell? Pretty much the question there. For you guys, same thing. Just hold on to Russell, hold on to Jackson. It doesn't really affect the cap at this point anyway. Your roster's pretty much your roster. I don't know if I get compensation, right? Like, I just had the chance to match it. I'm going to match it. I'm going to try to hold on to Spree. All right, so into free agency we go. I'm showing up as $4 million in the hole. You guys are still over, but again, we're not allowed to sign anybody else. It is what it is. Well, I could technically, but I don't have the money. So, that's pretty much that for free agency. But yeah, that doesn't affect anything at this point. So, now we wait it out to see who sticks around on the team. And play it from there. Brian Russell has been given an offer by the Blazers, and Jim Jackson has signed a deal with the Hornets. So you have a chance to match. 2-year deal for Russell, 3-year deal for Jackson. We'll put it up to a vote. Who stays? Jackson, Russ, both. There you go. We'll throw it to the poll. The poll is up. It is up to you, chat, what you choose to do. Discuss it for yourselves. Come to a decision. Jackson was pretty clutch for you guys. Certain points of the season, and match both is the winner. Congratulations. So there it is. Done deal. Done deal. There you go. Done deal. All right. Could go for someone like Rick Smits, but I don't have the money. So that is it. For free agency, as I retain Charlie Ward. Terms of player progression, Mashburn and Peyton both up to 86s. Hot Rod gets a bit worse. Theo Ratliff gets a little bit better, as does Bob Sura. For you guys, Howard up to an 82. Ostertag a 75. Corliss up to a 73. So towards next season, we go. Heading into the 96-97 year. And we will see what these rosters look like. For your Timberwolves, aka my Timberwolves, this is the team. Although, let me double check that the bench is proper. Ray John Jackson. We want 12 people. So it's going to be Peyton, Houston, Mashburn, Kemp, and Brad Doherty. Still fucking excited about that lineup. Spreewall is my sixth man. Hot Rod Williams off the bench. Theo Ratliff, Derek Fisher, Luke Longley, Bob Sura, Charlie Ward. Like, it's just a matter of whether or not the new look Timberwolves will be able to succeed. For the Magic, we do have Eric Snow. So honestly, for this season, I mean, yeah, 11 wouldn't necessarily be the worst. You could run 8. And I forgot that you guys had Eric Snow C- potential. You might as well just run an 8-man bench all season. You might as well. Can up the bench utilization back to 50, but you might as well just make sure that your best players are running. They'll get subbed out when they're tired anyway. So your roster is Hardaway, Jim Jackson, Brian Russell, Juwan Howard, and Jermaine O'Neal, with Brian Grant as your sixth man, Tony Delk, Corliss Williamson, and Ostertag is currently hurt. But for how long? When did Ostertag get hurt? 1 to 2 month injury with a spinal problem. That's a pretty rough loss for you guys to start the year with Ostertag being out, but it could get Jermaine O'Neal that starting time that he really needs to kind of take off. In terms of upcoming future draft picks in 97, you guys do have Detroit's first rounder free of charge, whereas I have the Lakers' first rounder as well as Atlanta's. The 1997 drafts, highlighted by Tim Duncan, Chauncey Billups, Tracy McGrady. It's another interesting one. If we even make it, fucking bucktooth beaver motherfucker. If we even make it to that point, Steven Jackson's in this draft. Mark Blount. So, some good options. Not the deepest draft. But yeah, no Paul Pierce is a big-time bummer, obviously, for me as a Celtics fan. But, again, they don't have the rights to everybody. Unfortunately. So let's see how this plays out, because I feel like all of a sudden chat's approach has gone from tank to win. And we'll see how that plays out. My approach at this point, I have no fucking idea. 96-97. As you guys immediately get a trade offer. Juwan Howard for Vlade Divac and Willie Anderson. How good's Willie Anderson? 29, guard, forward. Vlade's 28. I mean, Howard's still only 23 and already as good as he is. That's a no. That's a no. I'm sure they offered you Vlade just because you have an injured center. Let's see. You get enough. Okay. Greg Grant for Brian Grant. Considering you'd be taking on Cap and Greg's older and Brian's 24, absolutely not. Bit of a slow start for you guys so far this year. First offer of the year for the Timberwolves, Hot Rod Williams and Luke Longley for Tyrone Hill and Mark Eaton. If I wanted to shed Cap, this would be the way to do it. Contract-wise, Hot Rod's 34. He's under contract through next season. Longley, I don't mind. He is 27 at this point. But I do have Dougherty and Theo Ratliff. So it kind of makes Longley obsolete. Tyrone Hill at power forward. Mark Eaton is a big man center too. But basically, I can get out from underneath the Hot Rod Williams addition. Pretty much what this offer is. Pretty much what that offer is for me. And Tyrone Hill's an outright power forward. Eaton's an outright center. I mean, having him behind Kemp instead of Hot Rod's not the worst. And then Eaton would actually be behind Theo. I'm honestly going to take this. I didn't think I would, but it gets me out from underneath the Hot Rod Williams contract, which is a big deal for me. So, Hot Rod, you've been solid, but I would like that cap maneuverability. I'm going to take that deal with Milwaukee and help out an Eastern Conference team in the process. So, done deal there. Let me take a look at what my roster is shaping up as now. Peyton, Houston, Mashburn, Kemp, Dougherty. You got Sprewell. Hill and Eaton get some playing time. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. Gets Theo a little bit more playing time. Eaton actually gets just as much. So let's continue on. Where, by the way, to start the year, your Timberwolves 9-1, whereas, well, technically your Magic 4-4. Interesting. Interesting. Very good start to the season for Minnesota. You guys do get a trade offer. It's Brian Grant and a second for 2 first-round picks from the Jazz. But they're both down the road in 2000 and 2001. They're unprotected. Again, we're heading towards the 97 drafts. You guys are saying no automatically. Okay. I mean, Grant is 24 with A- potential. I don't blame you. But if you were starting to feel a bit shaky about your future, and my future as well, that might be one to look at. That will be declined. Let's go to January 1st. The Magic still hanging around 500. You get another offer. Man, people really want Brian Grant. That's an instant reject, though. And finally, the Magic starting to win some games consecutively. Ostertag for Williams. That's... Williams is 27. Ostertag, that's a no. Don't even have to throw that to you guys either. It's a pretty offer. Can we just protect Grant? Well, you never know if the right offer might come through. Sean Kemp for Charles Smith and a 1999 first. Smith is obviously up there in age. Kemp is only 27. It's not as if Smith is set up very well. Problem is my team's winning, so I have no desire to risk losing Sean Kemp. Like the first, I might lose him for nothing, and I'm fine with that. So as of January 1st, the Minnesota Timberwolves, 25-5, the top team in the NBA. The Orlando Magic have bounced back to 18-10 and currently sit 4th. It's a bit of a showdown here. You guys are leading your division. It is a bit of a showdown at this stage. Now, one thing to check as well, just so that we have a better idea of what's happening. Sean Kemp is leaving at the end of this year, and so is Gary Payton. This is my window. Brad Dougherty's willing to come back, but I got to be honest, I'm not going to sign him because I have Theo Ratliff in the system. So this is it. I am losing my 3 prime/veteran players at the end of this season. This is my window right here, right now. For you guys, you don't have a damn thing to worry about. But this is my window right here. This is going to be interesting. Very, very interesting.